Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. I'm really glad that you're here. My name is Christina, and I'm the Family Engagement Coordinator for San Francisco Public Library. Wherever you're tuning in from, we're just so glad that you're here, ready to make and do with us today. Go ahead and pop in the chat where you're tuning in from. We love knowing where our viewers are located. Maybe you're in the Bay Area, maybe you're in San Francisco, maybe you're somewhere beyond. We'll get started in just a minute at 4 o'clock. All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. We're so glad that you're here. We're going to watch a quick trailer about our Make and Do series. That's what this program today is part of. And then I'll share a few more announcements and then we'll get started. We're really glad you're here. Great. Well, welcome everyone. Good afternoon. Once again, my name is Christina, and I'm the Family Engagement Coordinator at San Francisco Public Library. Every Monday at 4 o'clock for the last 6 weeks, our friends from Book Arts Roadshow have been demonstrating a different book arts project every week. Today is our final book project, and it is Caterpillar books. So our trusty friends will share the supply list in the chat in case you haven't gotten your supplies ready. Again, super simple things, nothing fancy here. Hopefully stuff that you have easily accessible in your home. So this is part of our Make and Do program series. It's a place for craft and maker programs for school-age kids and their families. Of course, we anticipate that viewers of all ages can enjoy these programs. If you go to our website at www.sfpl.org/make-do, you'll find calendar listings, downloadable activity sheets, book lists, and more. But before we start, I want to give a huge thanks to the Friends of San Francisco Public Library for their generous support for this special series. We simply could not do anything without them, none of these virtual programs. So we thank you, friends. And without further ado, let me introduce and welcome Book Arts Roadshow. They were co-founded by Cheryl Ball and CK Tamura, and they provide book arts instruction and hands-on learning experiences for children, teens, and grown-ups. And these are just some fabulous artists, ladies. We're so glad you're here. Take it away, Book Arts Roadshow.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Nice
Cheryl
to see
here.
you today. I'm CK Tamura, and this is also Cheryl Ball, although I don't actually know which side she's standing on of next to me today. So I'll point to both directions. And together we are the Book Arts Roadshow. And we usually in the past years would tour around the San Francisco Bay Area and stop at libraries and art centers and museums and schools, and we would teach people how to make books in person. And this year was a little bit different. And so in 2020, our friends at this San Francisco Public Library invited us to do a series on YouTube on how to make books and how you can make books at home using things that you probably have at home. So what we did was we created a series of 6 videos that are all uploaded onto the San Francisco Library YouTube channel right now. So if you didn't catch them live, you can still go back and watch them by going to the San Francisco Public Library's YouTube channel. And then on the little search icon that looks like a magnifying glass, and I'm gonna draw one for you really quick here. Kind of looks something like that. Then type Book Arts Roadshow and all of the other videos that we did will show up. And just to give you an idea of what kind of projects we did inside out zines, We did a twig calendar book. We did some happy pocket books last week that you can put little things in the pockets. We did some easy decorative paper and notebooks, and we did an expandable art photo scrapbook. So be sure to check out those videos so you can make some more projects and start the new year by making books. And let's see, I think that's all I want to say. I'm going to let Cheryl take it away.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We're so excited to bring this book to you. Just to go over what you need, it's just basically you need some paper, you need a glue stick, you need some scissors, and if you have any string or ribbon, that's optional, but you can have any paper size. So this is 6 by 6, 8 by 8, and if you have 8.5 by 11, you could use that too. CK is going to show you how to make a square out of this paper. And then here's 12 by 12. So what we're going to do is show you how to fold, make the folds on the book. Let me show you the biggest version that I made, just so that you see. So this is done with 12 by 12 paper. So it's huge. And then here's little paper. This is half the size. And I'm sure CK has some examples too. Do you have any to show, Cheryl?
Oh, sure. So the interesting thing about these caterpillar books is that they're kind of like, there's a toy called a slinky that kind of goes like this. And that's what these books do. They start as little squares. Looks pretty simple, and but they expand in this way, and you can draw things on all of the different pages, or write a story on all the different pages, and then it collapses back down into this little handy dandy.
You can open them, yeah, just by sections as well.
Yeah. And I also have a little teeny weeny one, which is like a little small one. And I'll show you the whole thing on that one, probably at the end of the video.
Okay, so what we're going to do is today we're going to see Cheryl's magic hands. And I will be talking her and you through how to fold the little inserts. So what you're going to be making is what we call a clamshell. And we're going to review how to make a square sheet of paper out of an 8.5 by 11 sheet. So first, Cheryl's got an 8.5 by 11, and what you're going to do is take the corner and then fold it down. And I drew on mine so that you could see. You're going to take this corner and bring it down here so that the two edges meet. So you should have something that looks like a sailboat. Okay. Second fold. So you've got your little sailboat. You're going to take the bottom here and you're going to fold it and meet this X here. So you're going to fold it all the way up so that you have the boat to the sail. Next, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut along that bottom fold that you just did. Cheryl's cutting that off. And then when she opens it up, ta-da! You have a square. Okay, so if you are going to be making these, we're going to do Cheryl, are we going to do 5 or 6 of these?
We can make as many as you want. I have a big stack of paper right here.
Okay, well, let's do 5 of these. And if you already have square paper, hang out just a bit while Cheryl, she's already made one. So remember, first fold down, second fold up, and then cut along the bottom edge. Okay, so that's 2. First fold down. Second fold up.
Oops, I gotta straighten this out a little bit.
Yeah, make sure that the edges match. And then bring this fold all the way up. Open it and then cut along the bottom. Now I know my friend CK, she'll save those strips that she's cutting and she'll make something else later. There's 3. Just 2 more. First fold. Second fold. Open it up and then cut along the bottom. That should be her 4th piece, and we've got 1 more. Pretty colors. Okay, first fold, diagonal down. Second fold up. Little sailboat. And then open it up and cut the bottom piece. Okay, so now you should have 5 sheets of paper. Now, for those of you who have the square sheets of paper, we're going to take your paper and you're going to fold it diagonal. Oh, let me get it. So that you have a triangle. So from square, you want to fold it into a diagonal so you have this. So fold all of your papers in a diagonal just so that we're caught up with the people who just made their square sheets but with the 8.5 by 11 papers. So fold all your paper in a diagonal. And I'm doing that right along with you guys. Fold in diagonal so that you have your triangles like that. Okay, and I have 5. Okay, next step is you're going to open them all the way up and lay them on the table so that your fold faces upwards. So this is called a mountain fold. So you're going to lay them out on the table with the fold on top. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your sheets with the diagonal fold facing up. You're going to fold your paper in half so that it's a long rectangle. Okay, and if you have a spoon or the back of your knife, now's a good time to make sure the creases are pretty sharp. Cheryl and I like to use things that we find at home, little wooden spoons. You could use the back of your scissors, a glue stick. Okay, then open. And then you're going to fold it in half the other way so that you have another rectangle. So you're making a cross, yes, like that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to bring the diagonal sides, the folds, together. So it almost looks like this. And then smash it down so that you have a square. So that's your first clamshell. Okay, let's do the next few. So remember, diagonal fold upwards, turn your paper, and then fold the square in half. Make sure the corners match up so that you have a nice rectangular shape. See how Cheryl will bring her finger to the middle and then go from right to left? And then she'll take her spoon and really crease that fold. Okay, open. And then you're going to turn it around and then fold it in half again. So your folds should look like that. And then what you're going to do is see how the diagonals are. You can just take those corners, bring them together, and then close it all up. And again, crease all those lines So now you should have 2 of these. Okay, you've got 3 more. Diagonal, facing up, turn your paper, fold it in half so you have a rectangle. I'm folding it right along with you guys. But you see Cheryl's magical hands there. Go to the mid. She's going to go to the middle, go right and then left. And then she's going to take her spoon. She's going to open it, turn it around, fold it in half again. And then open. Your fold should look like that. And then you're going to bring the 2 diagonals together. It's almost like, what did they call those? The little fortune things, Cheryl? Remember the little, were they called cootie catchers?
Oh, those little things.
Yeah.
Things. They also kind of look like a fortune cookie, but yeah, they those. Yeah, I think they were called cootie catchers.
Okay, so how many do you have? You have 3? Mm-hmm. Okay, 2 more. Your triangle, make sure that it's the mountain fold up, and then fold it in half. Meet the corners, right to left. I'm not very well versed with origami, but I think this is this the start of a lotus fold, I think. Not sure. Open. Oh, yeah. Open it and then turn it around and fold it in half again. So see how that goes together. Bringing the diagonal corners up. It's like a little basket. And I'm running my spoon, the back of my spoon over all the folds, just so that it's a lot sharper of a crease. And then we have one last one to fold, and then we're going to show you how to glue them up. Okay, got your diagonal mountain fold. Now, yeah, turn it and then fold it in half. And then open. Rotate your paper and then fold it in half again. To the left, and then Cheryl's going to take her spoon. If any of you are confused, CK actually stands for Cheryl as well. So we're both named Cheryl. All right, take your diagonals, bring them together. Fold so that you have a square. And now you should have 5.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you something really quickly because there's 2 ways that you can fold this book. One way, and I'm just going to show you what the book looks like after it's been all glued together. One way is it just opens like this, and that's as big as it gets. You can't pull it apart or anything like that. The other way is the caterpillar, where it's like a slinky that Cheryl and I showed you earlier. So we're going to show you, first of all, how to make the slinky book, and then we'll just show you the difference on how, the difference is how you glue your little clamshells together. So when we talk about the open end, this is the open end. So your open end is here, and this bottom piece, which doesn't open at all, is the closed end. So I'm just going to draw on here, open, closed. I'm going to draw it on a couple of mine so that you see how we're going to glue this together. Now's a good time to get your glue stick and some waste paper. So you'll see that the square is open on the top, so I can pull it open. This is closed, so I can't, no pages flop. And what I'm going to do, or what Cheryl's going to do, is take glue and go along the edges of the square and maybe one X in the middle. And she's using waste paper so that the glue doesn't get on her table. I've got some messy gluing going on here. So what I'm going to do is see the open end. I'm going to take the closed end, oops, right here, the closed end, and actually put it on top of the open end like that.
So on this one, I have my yellow one is open on the top and closed on the bottom. My green one is open on the bottom and closed on the top. So I'm going to take the open side of the yellow and I'm going to attach it to the closed side of the green one. And now my green one, after I do that, my green one is now open on the bottom and closed on the top.
So you're going to just keep alternating. So Cheryl's going to take another one and see her green on the top diamond is closed. So she's putting her glue down. And you don't have to take your glue stick and rub it all over the page. It's just an X in the middle and then just along the edges. So what she's going to do is her green on top is closed. She's going to take another open one and match it up to the corner.
Right. So
Like
my
that.
green one is open on the bottom
And closed on the top.
and closed on the top. So it's open on the bottom, but I'm going to take my blue one, which is open on the top and closed on the bottom. And I'm going to put that on top of my green one.
And if you can guess the pattern, so now Cheryl, your blue one is open on the top, correct?
Let's see, what did I do? My blue one is now open on the top and it is closed on the bottom.
So she's going to put glue on that one. And because her blue one is open on the top, she's going to put her purple one, the closed end up, and the open-ended on the bottom. So it's the opposite. And then she's got one last one to do.
And I'm trying to match up the corners of when I put them on top of each other. They're not perfect, but it'll still work even if it's not completely perfect.
And pressing down on the squares along the sides where the glue is actually helps the glue to adhere better. So that's why Cheryl's using her spoon on top. So she's going to add her glue on the purple one. And do the X. And I think I forgot, is your top open?
Let's see, on the purple one, the bottom is open
and the top
and the
is
top
closed.
is closed.
So her pink one will go on the opposite way.
So my pink one is going to be open on the top.
And the top
on the bottom
is closed. And she's putting it down straight, and then using her spoon. And then show them what it looks like when you open it, Cheryl.
Okay, let's see. My waste sheet of paper to the side.
And you can keep going. Cheryl has made some that are 20 sheets long before. So. And there's. So fun. Now, because she used the 8.5 by 11 paper and she made the squares, those squares fold, they're 8.5 by, so I've got a little math for you here. If you use 6 by 6 paper, it folds down to 3 inches. If you use 8 by 8 paper, it folds down to 4. And the 8.5 by 11 paper that you made into a square, the squares were 8.5 by 8.5, fold down to 4 1/4. And then 12 by 12 paper folds down to 6 inches. And the reason I'm showing this to you is because you can cut covers like out of cardstock. So, and then you can glue them down on your paper. So this is the paper that I used. You can just glue it down and then you've got covers on for your book. Cheryl, do you have any more squares that we could show the other gluing method with?
Let's see, I could make some.
Okay, do you have square paper already?
I have
some origami paper?
I have some origami paper that I could use.
And if you don't have cardstock to make covers, you can always just use cardboard from cereal boxes or anything like that. So watch Cheryl, she's going to make the triangle and she's using smaller pieces of paper. She's going to open it, she's going to fold it in half. That's really pretty paper, Cheryl.
It's fun origami paper. They're really small. They're only about 4 inches by 4 inches.
Oh my gosh. So I'm just going to show you while she's doing that. This is a sample of the other way we're going to glue it together. So this book, rather than open like the caterpillar, it just opens this way. How many do you have, Cheryl?
3.
Okay. I have some that I didn't glue together, so I'm going to use these. And I'll just use my markers to show you what she's going to do. So,
Oops, I made this one inside out.
it's okay. It works anyway. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your squares, and here's the open side, and here's the closed side, right there. Open and closed. And Cheryl's got one more to do.
Okay, so we have 5 more clamshells.
So you're going to take your clamshells and have all the open sides facing the same direction.
Okay, so I'm going to turn this one open on top, open on top, open on top, open on top, and open on top. So now they're all lined up and they all are open on the top and closed on the bottom.
Right. So now you're going to put glue on one of them. You need to scoot the gluing up.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Those are so tiny.
There we go. So I've got glue on one and it is open on the top.
Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to take another one with the clamshell facing the top. So the open and the open now go together. So, and your closed bottoms are together on the bottom. And then you're going to keep going. So rather than reversing them, all the closed bottoms are going to be, the closed ends are going to be on the bottom and the open ends going to be on the top.
So the purple one is open on the top, the red one's open on the top.
And I have an open one
right on top of the purple one.
It was hard to do it up in the air, you know.
And glue on the red one. And my red one is open on the top. My green one is also open on the top. And they're going to go right on top of each other.
And
oh, my green one is open on the top. My yellow one's open on the top. I'm going to go right on top of each other.
And you could actually yay. Okay, now open it. It'll be fun.
Let me move the waste sheet of paper and just going to open this one up like that.
It's like a little explosion. You can even take the ends of them, if you took both ends and held them together, it's almost like a little star shape. You could write wishes for or goals for 2021 on it and then hang it. Anything else you want to show them, Cheryl, with these?
So I think what I want to talk a little bit about is content for these books. So today we used plain sheets of, or in my case, I happen to have some colored sheets of paper in the studio. So I was able to cut some squares out of colored sheets of paper, and you were using whatever you've got at home as well. But just for some other ideas of what other kind of paper you can use. So you could use paper that you have drawn some artwork on, or that you've created some collages on, or any other type of artwork. You can also print sheets, or you can take sheets of the newspaper. You can take sheets out of magazines. You can take sheets out of anything that has a decorative element, like wrapping paper, or even paper that you've decorated yourself. In fact, one of our previous episodes was an episode where we showed how to make easy decorative paper. So you can go find that video, figure out how to make easy decorative paper, and then use that paper to make your squares to do your origami out of. And that way, when you end up making your book, you've already got pages that have some type of artwork on them. The other way to go about it is to take plain sheets like we did today that don't have anything written or drawn on them at all. And then afterwards, get a Sharpie pen or your color markers or crayons or anything else that you have around. And you can, and this is going back to the one that I showed you at the beginning, then after you've made your book, you can fill it with some fun things. So in this case, I made this one being from one end, it's things to do. And it has things like that I've been doing at home, like eating lunch and looking at stars and drinking lots of water to stay hydrated, and that sort of thing. From one side, it's the things to do book. When you flip it around to the other side, it's more things to do. And I've got things in here like be kind, love, dream big, look for smiles, and things like that. So you can go ahead and write in your book and draw in your book after the fact. And I'm not tall enough to show you the whole book on this little tiny screen, but this is something that you can do. So you can think about what kind of content you want to put in your book. And also,
you can put pictures too.
You can put pictures too. And then I went ahead and started showing you this little tiny one. This is just like one that fits in the palm of my hand. But I made that with this little tiny origami paper.
Is that 4x4, Cheryl?
This is 4x4 sheets of paper. So it's pretty long. But to keep in mind that you can make them any length you want. So I kind of lost track. There might be 20 pieces of paper on this one.
I guessed it.
But if you want to make one that's got 100 sheets of paper, or even just 2 sheets of paper, you can make them any length, and you can make them with any kind of paper that you happen to have around. So that's something to keep in mind too. Let's see.
Yeah, I have one that's just got 2 pieces of paper on it.
And it's fun because after you make it, a caterpillar book, if you write a story on a caterpillar book, this is something that's really fun. So if you write a story on a caterpillar book, and this is not one that has a story, but you can imagine that you're writing and illustrating your story on your caterpillar book, and you want to add to your story, then all you have to do is make more squares and keep adding it to your caterpillar book, and your caterpillar book story can just keep getting longer and longer and longer. And it's only limited by the amount of paper that you have and your imagination. And you can make a really long, wonderful caterpillar book storybook.
Yeah, and then I would keep adding to it. And then when you think you're done, you can put a little hard cover on it, or just any old cover on it, and then You can even put a ribbon on it.
To tie it up so it
Yep.
doesn't explode into a big caterpillar when you don't want it to.
Yeah, this one was so big that I just punched a hole with a little pencil, and then I just put the string there on each side.
Super.
So this is huge.
So I think that's it for the caterpillar book today, but I do want to remind everybody before we go that this episode, as well as all the other 5 episodes that we did over the fall and winter for the San Francisco Public Library, are available on the San Francisco Public Library YouTube channel. And once you get to the channel, look for the little search icon and then type Book Arts Roadshow, and then you can find all the other videos that we've done. And if you would like to learn more about what we do and where we'll be showing up and other fun projects, please visit our website at www.bookartsroadshow.net. And if you happen to be on Instagram, you can follow us at Book Arts Roadshow on Instagram as well. So we look forward to seeing you another time. And the most important thing is to remember that you can make books big and you can make books small, but most of all, keep making books in 2021. And we'll see you next time.
Hooray! Thank you so much, Cheryl and CK, for sharing your amazing skills with us over the last month and a half. I really think it was the best way for all of us to close out this year of 2020. And thank you to our viewers who were here. We got lots of appreciation in the chat. Someone sharing what great instructors you both are and how they're sad that this is the last of this series. But trust, we will be working with Book Arts Roadshow again at SFPL for sure. And we'd love to see your caterpillar books. So tag us if you share your creations on social media. Tag Book Arts Roadshow, tag San Francisco Public Library, SF Public Library, and use the hashtag SFPL Make and Do. So as we end the series, I just want to encourage you all to continue to check out our virtual programs. In January and February, we are celebrating Black History Month. We call it More Than a Month because we know that it deserves more than just February. And so we start off after the MLK holiday weekend. And fans of these workshops might want to check out our hand drawing workshop with the Museum of the African Diaspora on January 22nd. So as CK has shared many times, you can view these videos again and again, and please share them with your buddies. And that's all, folks. We hope that you take good care, and we hope to see you at another library program soon. Happy New Year. Thanks for being here with us.
Happy New Year.